Welcome everybody. Here we are again. Welcome to the Tibetan Buddhist Society, peaceful land of joy. And how nice it is to be here in our wonderful temple, hopefully for a while now, for the joy of being in the temple, but also because it means people in Melbourne and Victoria are well. So let's hope it continues this way. My name is Pam and I'm a long-term student of Geshe, Acharya Thubten Loden, the precious founder and spiritual leader of this centre, a traditional Tibetan Buddhist temple, and the beautiful gardens and the centres in Perth, Sydney and Brisbane. Here we are starting the last class of this six-session course. So let's start it by doing the wonderful general prayers on page 19 of our prayer book. We'll do all the prayers in English. So on page 19, peaceful, calm and focused, let us begin with praise to Shakimini Buddha in English. Teacher, Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly pure and complete Buddha, all-knowing, having poise, Sugata, apprehender of the world, navigator of beings to be subdued, incomparable, teacher of gods and humans, to the Buddha, the Bhagavan, the glorious conqueror Shakimini, we prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. So we take refuge in these prayers and then we establish our bodhicitta motivation to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So generate your heartfelt wish for all sentient beings to be happy, safe and well as we recite the refuge and bodhicitta prayer. To the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merit of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all beings. To the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merit of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. And our third time, to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, I go for refuge until becoming enlightened. Through the merit of my generosity and so on, may I achieve Buddhahood to benefit all sentient beings. And then the short mandala offering. This ground, anointed with perfume and strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, the 4 continents, adorned with sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered thus, may all beings enjoy such pure lands. And then as we turn over to page 21, the magnificent 7-limb prayer, and we'll do this one in English. I prostrate my 3 doors with a mind of respect and offer all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. I reveal all the downfalls and negativities that I have ever collected, excuse me, and rejoice in the virtues of individuals and superiors. Please remain perfectly abiding until samsara is no longer seen. I request you to turn the vast and profound wheels of Dharma. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. And then the prayer of the lineage gurus. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat from some beautiful flowers that I have at home. So I'm sorry about this. I'm hoping it'll disappear any second now. And then please join me in reciting the prayer of the lineage gurus in English on page 23. We pay homage to our unbelievable lineage of the past 2,500 years, right down from Buddha to our current teachers and gurus. Prayer of the lineage gurus. Body born from 1,000,000 magnificent, excellent virtues, speech fulfilling the hopes of infinite beings, a mind that sees all objects of knowledge precisely. I bow my head to the chief among the Shakyas, supreme son of the incomparable teacher, carrying the load of all the conqueror's deeds. By the emanations appearing in countless realms, I prostrate to Matreya and Manchushri. The mother of conquerors is difficult to fathom. The precise thought is in the commentaries written by Jamdavicta's ornaments, Nagarjuna and Asanga. I prostrate at the feet of those most renowned in the three realms. From these two great chariots come the excellent lineages of the paths of profound view and vast deeds. Their essential points gathered thoroughly and without fault. Prostration to the lamp holding this treasury of instruction. Giving explanation through compassion by seeing precisely and completely the essential points of all paths of Sutra and Tantra. Holder of the conqueror's entire holy Dharma. Prostration is to the glorious Losang Drakpa. I, seeing all the infinite teachings, supreme way of crossing for those entering the journey to liberation, moved by compassion to deeds skilled in method, prostrations to the spiritual masters who make everything clear. Excuse me. And finally, the great treasure of excellence. Can you turn the sound off for a second, Manny, please? Goodness me. Give me one more go, okay? Yes, thank you. Thanks, Manny. And finally, the great treasure of excellence on page 27. And I think Rose is going to say that for us, please. Excuse me.
Okay, the Great Treasury of Excellence on page 27 is next. The kind master is the basis of all qualities, and proper reliance is the root of the path. By seeing this excellence and through much striving, bestow blessings to be devoted with great respect. This gentle support of freedom obtained this one time is most difficult to achieve. Knowing its great value gives rise to a mind seizing its essence constantly, day and night. Bestow blessings to generate this continuum unceasingly. It is like a bubble in water, this constantly moving body and life. Thus remember the swift collapse of death. Beyond death, like body and shadow, white and black karmic results follow after. By gaining firm certainty in this, the massive faults, subtle and very subtle, are abandoned, and the accomplishment of all virtuous collections completed. Bestow blessings to ever retain conscientiousness. The qualities of samsara are unfit to be trusted. The door to all suffering. Do not be content with these enjoyments. By knowing its defects, bestow blessings to develop a great aspiration for the bliss of liberation. By that pure thought, a great conscientiousness is drawn forth, and mindfulness and awareness of the individual liberation, the root of the teachings. Bestow blessings to make this the essential practice. Just as I myself have fallen into samsara's ocean, All living beings as Mother are also like that. By seeing the responsibility for the liberation of beings, bestow blessings to be trained in supreme bodhicitta. However, by merely generating the mind, if not acquainted with the three aspects of ethics, enlightenment will not be attained. By seeing this excellence, bestow blessings to train with strong effort in the vows of conquerors' sons. Pacifying distraction toward perverse objects by way of proper analysis of the perfect meaning. Bestow blessings to swiftly and continuously generate the path related to the union of calm abiding and special insight. Thus becoming a vessel trained in the common paths, enter the Vajrayana, supreme evolution of all vehicles. Bestow blessings to engage the easy path itself, that sacred way of crossing for fortunate beings. The base of practice for the two aspects of attainment is when guarding the pure vows of commitment is found to be genuine and certain. Bestow blessings to protect them even at risk of life. Then, by understanding properly the important points, which are the essence of the two stages of the Tantra classes, bestow blessings to practice according to these holy teachings with continuous effort in the supreme four-session yoga. Like that, may the spiritual friend revealing the gentle path and the friends of proper practice stand firm. Bestow blessings to quickly pacify the masses of outer and inner hindrances. In all rebirths, may I never be parted from perfect gurus and the enjoyment of the glorious Dharma. By utterly completing all qualities, paths and grounds, may I quickly achieve the state of Vajradhara. Do you want me to keep going? Are you ready? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Oh, how wonderful it is to have Rosie able to just step in like that for me. Much appreciated, dear friend. Now, so the next part of our session is motivation. I'll just move my prayer book. So as we all re-establish our calm, abiding minds, if we just think quietly to ourselves as we establish our motivation. As you sit here today, preparing to practice Buddhism for the next hour and a half, just reflect on what has brought you here today. Brought you here for yourself. What do you need? What do you want from your practice? As you think about your loved ones and those people who are important to you, those people that you hold in your heart, what do you want to practice for them today? And for all humans, for all of them, what is this incentive for your practice? And for all sentient beings on this planet and elsewhere, bring them to your heart and invite them to join your practice today. As we head off in this session, strengthen these motivations, bring them to the fore, have them inspire and compel you in your practice. I started planning this course by glancing through looking at the outline, reading and delving into Geshe-la's marvellous text, The Path to Enlightenment in Tibetan Buddhism, and some of his other texts. Looking for inspiration, passion for the 6-week course I was about to teach. What happened was that I discovered that the sections I was to teach seemed to group nicely together. They provided a coherent foundation on which to build further teachings and potentially useful tools to support our journey on our Buddhist paths. So I decided to call this section of the Path to Enlightenment course the 4 Friends of our Buddhist Journey. I want to emphasise that this terminology, of course, isn't part of the traditional categorisation of Lam Rim. It was just an idea that I came up with at 2 o'clock one sleepless night. These 4 friends of our Buddhist journey are Guru Yoga, meditation, leisure and fortune, and death and impermanence. It was only as I prepared each weekly class that I came to realise just how invaluable and marvellous these 4 friends are. Each individually teaches Buddhist practice with great depth and meaning, but together they provide a wonderful underpinning of our whole Buddhist path, starting from our stumbling steps at the preliminary teachings right through to the future where, I have been assured, will be the marvellous last bhumis, the last bodhisattva steps before enlightenment. So finishing this series today, I wanted to bring it all together. Just like a jigsaw, we can put in all the pieces, but the interesting bit is when we see the entire picture and appreciate it as a whole, as a gestalt. So today, I thought it would be lovely to use our 4 friends as an integral part of our practice. So let's consider them as we do the fundamental Buddhist practices of purification, creating merit, making offerings, and receiving blessings. And to do that, we're going to use the 7-limb prayer from our recitation as the basis for this practice. So, Venerable Manika, if you could put up the prayer, thank you. And we'll leave the prayer on the screen as we go so that you'll be able to refer to it in your practice. So are we ready? It's all happening. Let's get started. The 7-limb prayer. Lama Yeshe said that the 7-limb prayer practice includes all the practices required for extensive purification of all our negative karma collected since beginningless rebirths, the obstacle of our realizations. And the 7-limb prayer also contains our extensive accumulation of merit, which is the main cause to achieve realizations. Lama Zopa explained that the 7-limb prayer is the basis of many other practices, including Samantabhadra's King of Prayers of the 10 great Bodhisattva vows, which outline the 10 non-virtues of our practice later today. The structure of our prayer is quite beautiful, leading us through a progression, step by step, a progression of practices. So let's start with a meditation of the 7-limb prayer. First, if you get your body ready by adopting the Verachana Posture or your usual meditation posture. Make sure you're settled comfortably in the way that you would normally meditate. Take a few deep breaths. Then with each exhalation, Breathe out your agitation, all of what's happening today, all your worries, your planning for later on, and so forth. Breathe them all out so that they are gone. Focusing, now your mind is ready to meditate. This is the 7-limb prayer. I prostrate my 3 doors with a mind of respect and offer all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. I reveal all the downfalls and negativities that I have ever collected and rejoice in the virtues of individuals and superiors. Please remain perfectly abiding until samsara is no longer seen. I request you to turn the vast and profound wheels of Dharma. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. The first limb of the prayer is, I prostrate my 3 doors with a mind of respect. Usually we prostrate to the entire field of merit, but for now, let's commence our field of merit visualization by prostrating to Shakimini Buddha, the principal Buddha in our field of merit. Shakimini Buddha, you may wish to recall our beautiful statue of Shakimini Buddha, or there is a picture of him on your screen. Thank you, Venerable Manakam. Taking your time, step by step. Make your visualization a size you are comfortable with, somewhere between tiny and life-size, or maybe a little bigger. Imagine in space in front, at the level of your forehead, not too high and not too low, all in the nature of light, from emptiness appear. A precious throne, supported by 8 mighty snow lines, 2 on each side. Shakimuni Buddha's wisdom truth body. On top of the throne arises a lotus flower with petals of various colours. Renunciation. On top of this arises a moon cushion, bodhicitta. And on top of this arises a sun cushion, wisdom. On top of these 3 cushions arises Shakimuni Buddha facing you. His body is golden, clear and translucent. He is a monk wearing the 3 Dharma robes of ethics. He has 1 face and 2 arms. 1 face shows the one nature of all phenomena, the emptiness of inherent existence. His right hand on his right knee in the earth-touching gesture shows the power to stop all negativities. His left hand in his lap, the gesture of concentration, holds a begging bowl full of nectar, destroying all delusions. He sits in the cross-legged position and emanates countless rays of light in all directions. The source of all love, compassion and wisdom Shakimini Buddha looks down kindly upon us all. Stabilize your visualization as well as you can. No problem if you can't get all of the details. The first limb of the 7-limb prayer. I prostrate my 3 doors with a mind of respect. Prostrations are the antidote to pride and are a powerful form of purification indeed. Prostrations purify negative karmas and obscurations. The 3 doors of prostration are our body, speech and mind. We prostrate with our bodies by doing physical prostrations. By praising Buddha, saying prayers, etc., we prostrate with our speech. We prostrate with our minds by holding an attitude of respect, faith and devotion, by reflecting on his qualities and so forth. Of course, we can only know about Shakimini Buddha through the limitless generosity of our first friend, the Guru or teacher. Our Guru is our guide, our reliable friend for our entire Buddhist journey. When we choose carefully, she or he is the perfect example who teaches us wisely and cares for us with limitless love and compassion on every step of our journey. As we progress on our spiritual journey and gather the energy to repay the incredible kindness of our Guru, we wonder how we could have ever progressed without our teacher. The Guru can take many forms. She or he may be a person, such as precious Geshe, whom some of us were fortunate enough to know in person. But Gurus need not be in human form or available for our direct personal contact. Geshe has told us that his books remain as his written Guru representative. In some situations, although very personal from our own side, the relationship may be more distant. For example, many people would consider His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama to be their Guru, but will probably never actually meet him. All the good things we have now and will receive in the future, right up to enlightenment, come through the kindness of the Guru. Continuing our prostration meditation, Shakimini Buddha is before us. In your mind's meditation, know that you are humbly prostrating to Buddha and to your Guru as the embodiment of Shakimini Buddha. Contemplating on our own suffering and restlessness in our lives. How have we received this marvellous, incomprehensible gift, the gift of Buddha and precious Geshe, or the gift of the many forms that teacher may take? How these holy beings make such a difference in your life now and in all your future lives. Widening your concentration come to know your genuine compassion for the suffering of those around us who we love and cherish, the people we know, all other humans on this planet, the animals, birds, insects, beings of the oceans, also compromised in today's environment, and all those sentient beings beyond our notice. How fortunate are we? Then when you're ready, gently finish the prostration meditation and open your eyes. Let's consider the second limb of the prayer. The second limb says, the first one says, I prostrate my three doors with a mind of respect. The second one says, and offer all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. Making offerings is the antidote to attachment and miserliness, and purifies negative karma of being reborn in the lower realms. Making offerings is the cause of wealth and success, not only in this lifetime, but in all lifetimes up to enlightenment. By reducing attachment and stinginess, offering increases our generosity and delight in giving. It causes us to experience happiness now and in the future. Geshe tells us there are two types of offerings. Ordinary offerings that can be materialized ones, such as flour, water, incense, food, music, perfume, and so on. Or we can make visualized ordinary offerings such as beautiful places, gardens, forests, groves, mountains, lakes, and rivers. The other offerings are the supreme offerings made by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, possibly somewhat outside our league now. But with our limited capacity, Lord Buddha assures us that our Dharma practice and meditation are the best of offerings. So just before we meditate again on the second limb of the seven limb prayer, let's review our second friends of the meditation family. There were certainly quite a few of them, and we spent, I think, two weeks plus every week, but 2 weeks focusing on them during this course. Meditations are so valuable in all our practices. They familiarize our minds with objects of virtues, those positive states of mind that are the source of our happiness. And I don't know if you remember, but back a few weeks ago I was talking about the beautiful metaphor of Buddhism. Just as birds need 2 wings to fly, so too does Buddhism need 2 wings. The wing of wisdom and the wing of method. So in wisdom meditations, we use analytical and stabilizing meditations to learn and to integrate the teachings. Then in method meditations, we transform our experiences such as we could strengthen our compassion for people affected by COVID and so forth. Then the third main group of meditations are visualizations, and these are used in most meditation practices. They really enrich our meditative experience and familiarity with the meditation object. So, for our offering meditation, in the second limb of the prayer, let's start off by using a visualization meditation to develop our field of merit. Many of us will be familiar with the marvellous expansiveness of the field of merit and the refuge tree. We can include limitless Buddhas, Vajrayana deities, bodhisattvas, lineage gurus, dakinis, darkas, Dharma protectors, Atisha, Nagarjuna, Lama Tsongkhapa, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and so forth. All of them here with us, filling space and beyond. However, this sort of visualization becomes overwhelmingly complex, for me at least. So we're going to keep it simple and focus on a few deities. But I find that even at this level, I can get caught up in one deity and forget that I have visualized the others as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this can be an awe-inspiring meditation when we just sit back and enjoy the gifts of the holy ones, particularly the deities you have affiliation with. So don't try too hard, just do what makes you comfortable. Move the deities around to make them fit. It is, after all, your field of merit. And especially enjoy their sublime company as you make this offering of meditation, of practice, the offering that most pleases the Buddhas. So, getting ready to meditate again. Gently closing your eyes to withdraw from the outside world, and briefly using breathing meditation to stabilize your body and your mind. We started off today visualizing Shakimini Buddha. So now let's re-establish him as the principal Buddha of our merit field. So we could go back to Shakimini Buddha. Taking your time, making your visualization comfortable in space. The level of your forehead appears the light-natured base, precious throne, on top lotus flower, on top moon cushion, and then a sun cushion. And on top of these arises Shakimini Buddha facing you. Golden body, a monk in Dharma robes. One face and two arms. Right hand on his right knee. Left hand in his lap, holding a begging bowl. Sitting in cross-legged position and emanating countless rays of light. Looking so kindly, so gently down upon us all. Just stabilize that as well as you can. Now let's bring in Manjushri, the Buddha of wisdom, from the heart of Shakimuni Buddha, sitting slightly lower on Shakimuni Buddha's left, the wisdom side. On the light-natured base of throne, lotus flower, moon cushion, and sun cushion is light-natured Manjushri, powerful Lord of wisdom, the abiding protector of all living beings. There's a picture of Manjushri on your screen. Golden coloured, one face and two arms. 16-year-old youth. Right hand holds a sword, blazing with flames aloft his head that cut through delusions, aversions, attachments, and all samsaric traps. In his left hand, the stem of a sacred lotus with the perfect wisdom of teachings on top, the Prajnaparamita text. Taking your time, stabilize him there just as well as you can. Just know he is the Buddha of wisdom. And now from the heart of Shakimini Buddha arises Matreya Buddha, the future Buddha of all kindness, love and compassion. Sitting slightly lower than Shakimini Buddha, on the right side of method of loving kindness, on the same light-natured base, throne, lotus, moon and sun cushions. But remember that Matreya sits as though on a chair in the loving position, showing that when Shakimuni Buddha's era has finished, Matreya will quickly come to this earth for all of us. It's a beautiful picture of Matreya Buddha on your screen. Matreya is golden in colour, radiant with the light of 10 million suns. He wears precious silk clothes, a beautiful crown, and ornaments of necklace, bracelets, silk scarves, and so on. He has one face and two arms. His hands are in the Dharma chakra mudra at his heart. Each hand holds the branch of a naga tree in flower. On the right flower is a Dharma chakra. On the left flower is a precious vase filled with nectar, the nectar of immortality. At Matreya Buddha's crown is a small stupa in the nature of Guru Shakimuni Buddha. Holding him as well as you can, just know that he's Matreya, the future Buddha of love, kindness and compassion. And now from the heart of Shakimuni Buddha arises Medicine Buddha, the Bhagavan of healing nectar, with great love and compassion equally for all, sitting in front of Shakimuni Buddha, slightly lower, between Matreya Buddha and Manjushri, sort of making a semicircle of Buddhas around Shakimuni Buddha, all facing you. On the light-natured base, lotus flower, moon cushion and sun cushion. Medicine Buddha's body is dark blue in colour, the healing colour of lapis lazuli. one face and two arms. Right hand in the mudra of supreme giving, with a medicine plant at his right knee. Left hand in the mudra of concentration, holding a lapis-coloured bowl of nectar, the nectar that destroys all delusions, and especially all diseases. A monk, he is everything beautiful gathered into one, and he too looks down upon us with such care, with the great love as a parent would for their only child. Again, doing it comfortably, whatever you can do. And finally, from the heart of Shakimini Buddha arises white Tara into our field of merit. Graceful, powerful female Buddha, white Tara, the Buddha of longevity, the mother of all Buddhas. As she is on your screen, sitting in front, Shakimini Buddha, slightly lower, next to Medicine Buddha. On a light-natured base, lotus flower, moon cushion, is white Tara, beautiful with youth. Her body is white and radiant, like an autumn full moon. She has one face, two arms, and 7 eyes. Her 2 eyes and a central eye on her brow, and eyes on the palms of her hands and soles of her feet, watching all sentient beings, keeping an eye on them to see how she can help them. Her right hand at her right knee shows the sign of supreme giving, of all powerful attainments. Her left hand holds the stem of a white upala flower, granting protection. She is adorned with precious jewelled ornaments and wears perfect silken garments, and she sits in the cross-legged position, and she radiates endless beams of white light. So in your merit field you have Shakimini Buddha, Manjushri, Matreya, Medicine Buddha, and white Tara. Now, continuing your meditation, bring your attention back to yourself, sitting in front of this marvellous field of merit. Invite on your right side all your male relatives, past, present, and future. Your fathers, brothers, sons, grandfathers, uncles, nephews, and so forth. Then invite to sit on your left side all your female relatives, past, present, and future. Or your mothers, sisters, daughters, grandmothers, aunties, nieces, and so forth. And behind you are all your friends. Invite them to behold the Buddhas. And in front, all the people you don't know, and particularly welcome people you may have challenges with. Invite them to sit in front so they can really enjoy beholding the Buddhas. And make sure all other sentient beings are with you too, from this planet and elsewhere. Welcome them in the form of humans to honour the Buddhas today. As we make our meditation offering to the field of merit, we offer the second limb, all actually arranged and mentally emanated offerings. As we do that, here are some words of Alexander Berzin. He said, "May the surface of the land in every direction be pure, without even a pebble, as smooth as the palm of a child's hand, naturally polished, as is the beryl gem that eliminates all obstacles. May divine and human objects of offering actually arranged and those envisaged as peerless clouds of Samantabhadra offerings completely fill the sphere of space. And especially offerings of our Dharma practice, our offering, effort, understanding, and our virtue. Make these beautiful offerings as well, the offerings that most please the Buddhas. I make offerings to you all Buddhas who have graced the 3 times, to the Dharma and the highest assembly. I prostrate with bodies as numerous as all atoms of the world. Rest your mind in this beautiful offering. See it in your mind and feel it in your heart. Then when you are ready, gently finish the offering meditation and open your eyes. The third limb of the 7 limb prayers says, I reveal all the downfalls and negativities that I have ever collected in this life and throughout limitless previous lifetimes. We have engaged in countless negative, physical, verbal, and mental deeds motivated by ignorance, animosity, and attachments. The obstacles and habitual tendencies that we have been carting around with us for incalculable lifetimes. Please excuse me for smiling. I'm just reflecting on how I keep getting caught up myself in this, in the stupidity of my behaviour. Anyway, so just as it is important to clean the surface of a mirror that forms, so just as it is important to clean the surface of a mirror so that forms can be reflected, so too it is important to clean the obscurations of our mind. The cleaning of confession reveals realizations like beautiful reflections in the mirror of truth. So now I'd like to introduce us to Buddha Vajrasattva. His Holiness the Dalai Lama says that the importance of purification on our mind stream and the creation of merit cannot be overestimated. Vajrasattva at work. So let's spend some time during a purification meditation with beautiful Vajrasattva, who I believe is now on your screens. Thanks, Venerable Manikam. Buddha Vajrasattva, the great purifier, to support our purification practice of the third limb of the prayer. So gently closing your eyes in meditation, recall all those other sentient beings that are around you, sentient beings from throughout the universe. As you step forward, as representative, in front of you is Buddha Vajrasattva, the great purifier. Then placing Buddha Vajrasattva on the crown of your head, or just above, he doesn't squash your head, he sits up about there, arises a 1,000-petaled white lotus, topped with a moon disk like the full moon. On top of this sits Buddha Vajrasattva. His body is white in colour, like a snowy mountain peak lit by 100,000 suns. He has one face and 2 arms. His right hand holds a vajra at his heart, and his left hand near his left hip grasps an upturned bell. Vajrasattva is adorned with silken garments and jewelled ornaments, and he sits legs crossed in the Vajra position. His body emanates immeasurable white wisdom rays that spread to all the worlds in the 10 directions. Buddha Vajrasattva is the embodiment of compassion for all our downfalls and negativities. He radiates endless streams of white diamond light in all directions. Thinking of ourselves and all sentient beings with a deep sense of regret, we come to know, to feel all our actions and negativities from this life and all our past lives. How regrettable our situation is. We determine to restrain from these actions of body, speech and mind in the future, take refuge and commit to virtuous actions as antidotes for purification. So first, the purification of our actions and negativities of body. We say, Bhagavan Vajrasattva, I request you to cleanse and purify myself and all sentient beings of our actions and negativities of body, especially our killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct from this life and all our past lives. At this, Buddha Vajrasattva, compassionate great purifier, radiates countless streams of white purifying nectar like pure honey. It flows down into us at the crown, right down to our feet, purifying all disease and destructive karma of our body, especially killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. All these negativities, like black soot, are pushed out of our body through the soles of our feet. This black soot disappears forever into the earth. We sit imagining that our bodies are completely purified, and we reflect. And then, for all our actions and negativities of speech, we say, Bhagavan Vajrasattva, I request you to cleanse and purify myself and all sentient beings of all our actions and negativities of speech, especially our lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, and idle gossip from this life and all our past lives. At this, Buddha Vajrasattva again radiates countless streams of white purifying nectar. The nectar fills our bodies like a vase filling water, coming in through our crowns. All our non-virtues of speech, especially the lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, and idle gossip, are pushed out of our body through our mouth like black smoke. This black smoke disappears forever into the air. We sit imagining that all the speech of all of us is completely purified, and we reflect. Finally, for all our actions and negativities of mind, we say, Bhagavan Vajrasattva, I request you to cleanse and purify myself and all sentient beings of all our actions and negativities of mind, especially our covetousness, malice, and wrong view from this life and all our past lives. At this, Buddha Vajrasattva once more radiates countless streams of white purifying nectar. A single stream comes down in through our crowns straight to our hearts. Then in a sudden flash, all our non-virtues of mind, especially covetousness, malice and wrong views, completely disappear, like a dark room instantly illuminated when the light is turned on. We sit imagining that our mind and that of all sentient beings is completely purified. Our body is completely calm and clear, like crystal, free of all defilements. And with great pleasure, Buddha Vajrasattva radiates endless streams of white diamond light in all directions for us and for all sentient beings. So now we have completed the first of the fundamental Buddhist practices, purification, and we recollect our field of merit, ourselves and all sentient beings, Principal Shakimini Buddha, Manchushri, Matreya, Medicine Buddha, White Tara, and also White Vajrasattva. The fourth limb of the seven-limb prayer says, I rejoice in the virtues of individuals and superiors. Rejoice in your heart with great wonder at the marvellous virtues of our field of merit, the superiors, the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and so forth. And also humbly rejoice in your own virtues and those of all sentient beings. We are so very fortunate. When you are ready, gently finish this purification meditation. The fifth and sixth limbs of the prayer are about the Buddha and also about the Guru or teacher. The fifth limb of the seven-limb prayer says, "Please remain perfectly abiding until samsara is no longer seen." And the sixth limb says, "I request you to turn the vast and profound wheels of Dharma." So I don't know if you remember, but back a few weeks ago we met our third friend of leisure and fortune. This dear friend reminds us of our fortune optimum, human rebirth, where we have the 8 freedoms and the 10 endowments of our birth at this particular time. When our friend of leisure and fortune hears the seven-limb prayer, particularly the last two, his ears really prick up. He so enjoys that we have these freedoms and endowments, the favourable circumstances and birth, so that we can engage in Dharma practice. And we are reminded that we need to pray to our teacher. So we need to pray so that our teacher will have a long life to remain with us now in these incredibly optimal conditions of this rebirth, to teach us by turning the wheel of Dharma so that we can reach enlightenment. And so through this friend of leisure and fortune, this friend's invaluable company, we are not only working for the temporary value of this life, we also need to create the causes for similar conditions and opportunities in all our future lives. And then we had our fourth friend that we met last week, the last friend of our Buddhist journey, that forthright, unshakable friend of death and impermanence. In contrast to the joy of our friend of leisure and fortune, sometimes this friend's message of the unchangeable reality of impermanence and death can be quite hard to hear. It is very sad, our own impermanence, the inevitability of our own death, the impermanence of our loved ones and the inevitability of their death and so on. But we cannot deny the truth of the 3 root propositions. Death is certain, the time of death is uncertain, and at the time of death, only Dharma can help us. So this friend can be a tough friend to have. But the honesty, the reality check, inspires our journey, motivates us, compels us, and helps us to seek the value in this moment and in every moment. So over the weeks we have got to know such valuable, loyal 4 friends of our Buddhist journey. The Guru or teacher who accompanies us and instructs us. Meditation, that essential friend for our deep understanding of the teachings. Leisure and fortune, who helps us appreciate just what an opportunity we have in this life. And death and impermanence, who never lets us forget that all this good fortune will end, and who knows when. These four friends give us the confidence to undertake the journey. They instruct us in the teachings and motivate us to embrace this marvellous opportunity of our ripening karma. So let's do a final dedication meditation. So if you'd like to just settle yourself, and we'll appreciate the last limb of the 7-limb prayer. When you're ready physically, gently close your eyes, signalling to your mind that it's time to meditate. Merit. Generating merit. We do this in meditation. We rejoice in the specific practices that we have completed today. And indeed, all of this session has generated the most sincere merit. Our merit may not be perfect, of course. After all, we aren't Buddhas yet, and we all live in our own samsaras. But with our motivation to achieve enlightenment, our efforts in generating merit is definitely worth celebrating. So remembering that our field of merit is still with us, waiting patiently, as it always is, to love and help us every time we ask, we sit in front with all the other sentient beings, knowing that Shakimini Buddha, Manchushri, Matreya, Medicine Buddha, White Tara, Vajrasattva are all there, our field of merit. How wonderful to be in their presence. Then with sincere gratitude we complete the third fundamental practice by making offerings. We offer everything beautiful that we can imagine. Clear water for washing, beautiful mountain stream water for drinking, bouquets of flowers with exquisite perfumes, the gentlest of incense, the softness of candlelight, and the music of 1,000 Dakini voices. With sincere thanks, we offer all this, and particularly our practice, to Shakimini Buddha and our field of merit. Then, in response to our offerings, the Buddhas radiate endless waves of exquisite diamond light, flowing down over us, healing our bodies, speech and minds with their infinite loving kindness, their love and compassion. And we receive the blessing, the last fundamental practice. There is such grace in our dance with the Buddhas. The never-ending circle of our offerings and their blessings. that entwining of offering and receiving. May they always be with us. Then the last limb, the seventh limb of the seven-limb prayer says, I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. As we sit in awe of our good fortune, we make heartfelt dedication. Our practice today, the seven-limb prayer, and all our efforts through countless lifetimes to Shakimini Buddha and our field of merit. And to all Buddhas. So now, with firm aspiration to be of benefit for all sentient beings, we dissolve the field of merit and place them gently in our hearts to remain. Bodhisattva, White Tara, Medicine Buddha, Matreya and Manjushri melt into radiant light and gradually, gently dissolve into Shakimini Buddha. All are one taste. Then Shakimini Buddha comes to sit just above the crown of your head. Shrink Lord Buddha down to a very small size, about the size of your thumbnail. He enters your body through the crown of your head, coming right down to your heart. Shakimuni is there resting in your heart. He is with you always. He radiates love and compassion for you and for all sentient beings. So precious and so peaceful. Quietly enjoy this knowing. When you are ready, gently finish the meditation and open your eyes. So, just as the Buddhas were once ordinary beings who practiced Dharma diligently, removed their faults and developed their good qualities, we too can do this. It doesn't matter whether our paths are fast or slow, straight or detoured, or even coming to a halt for a while. With the support of the Buddhists and our marvellous four friends, we too can venture forth. For myself, in teaching this series, it was a wonderful opportunity to pause for a while in my own journey, to take in the scenery and rejoice in my good fortune. So I thank you all. May you and may we all receive the limitless blessings of all the Buddhas. So let's finish by reciting the final prayers together in English. I'll just get my prayer book on page 31. Final prayer of the graduated path. oops, sorry. By the two collections, vast as space, amassed with effort for a long time, may I become a chief of conquerors, a guide for all beings whose mind's eye is blinded by ignorance. Also, in all lives, while not yet come to that, may Manchushri favour me with his compassion, finding the supreme path complete with all the stages of the teachings. May I please the conquerors by practicing well. By my precise understanding of the essential points of the path, with skillful means drawn along by strong compassion, and by dispelling the mental darkness of beings, may I uphold the conqueror's teaching for a long time. Where the supreme precious teaching has not spread, also where it has spread but become degenerate, with a mind deeply moved by great compassion, may I make clear this treasure of benefit and bliss. The stages of the path, excellently established by the marvellous deeds of the conquerors and their children, give glory to the minds of those aspiring for liberation. May the conqueror's deeds be long preserved. May all humans and non-humans who remove the obstructions and establish conditions favourable to cultivating the excellent path never be parted for all of their lifetimes from the purest of paths which the Buddhas have praised. When someone makes effort to practice properly the 10 points of conduct of the Supreme Vehicle, may they always be assisted by the mighty protectors, and may oceans of good fortune spread out, reaching all. And then as we turn over to page 34, the special dedication. Just excuse me again, please. Special dedication. Whatever white virtues we have thus created, we dedicate as causes, enabling us to uphold the holy Dharma of scripture and realization, and to fulfill without exception the prayers and deeds of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times. By the power of this merit in all our lives, may we never be parted from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana, and may we complete the journey on the paths of renunciation, bodhicitta, pure view, and the 2 stages. And the general dedication. By this virtue, may all beings complete the collections of wisdom and merit, and attain the 2 holy bodies arisen from wisdom and merit. May the precious superior mind of enlightenment be generated in those who have not yet generated, and not decrease in those who have developed it, but increase continuously. So our next Path to Enlightenment class, I'm just looking at Anna here, our next Path to Enlightenment class will be 4 p.m. on Sunday the 11th of July. Would you like to nod or shake your head? Well, I think we're having a term break now. We're having a term break now, sorry dear people. And so I think our next class, but please check on the website because who knows whether I know what I'm talking about. I think the next class is 4 p.m. Sunday the 11th of July after our term break, and hopefully it'll be in this marvellous temple. But of course check that beforehand. And the next classes in the series will be taught by dear Martin, by dear Martin, losing the plot here. And Martin is a long-term student of the Tibetan Buddhist Society who received teachings on Lamrim from Geshe for 25 years. He has asked me to say, the next stages on the path to enlightenment lead us step by step through a deeper understanding of our current experience as human beings and point us to the root causes of that experience. By understanding cause and effect and deepening our meditation practice, we can produce a radically different experience of life. The fullest expression of this is found in the practices of great love, great compassion, bodhicitta, and wisdom. Though they may seem far off and exotic destinations to us now, they are all on this same path to enlightenment. If we follow the path step by step, that is where it can lead us. So thank you all. I'm looking forward to your teachings, Martin. And thank you all. And thank you very much, Monica, for making it possible from the IT perspective. Very appreciated indeed. And do we have any questions, please? Oh, thank you, Anna. Oh, I've so enjoyed it. It's been really challenging, but what a way to practice, to prepare to teach. It's really a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
All good with the questions, Mannequin? Good. Thank you, people. Enjoy your week. May the Buddhas travel with you wherever you may be.